going on? This is Podcasting with Power. I'm Zachary Davis. That's Jordan Carlson. And it is Donkey Kong week on the podcast. Jordan, how excited are you to talk some DK?
I'm pretty excited. We got a lot to talk about.
I mean, how could we not, right? This is a storied franchise, one of Nintendo's oldest franchises. Just got a brand new game. We're going to talk all about that. We'll give you a review of Donkey Kong Bananza. And I want to spend a good chunk of time talking about all of it, you know? Like we said, DK has been around. So there is probably an obvious answer to what you've been playing this week. I know there is for me. So why don't you tell me just how much DK Bananza have you been playing?
A lot. I definitely went very heavy last weekend.
Sure.
But I've been playing a ton of it. I think you're ahead of me, but I'm somewhere, I can't remember which sub-layer, but I'm in the 700s right now.
Okay. And I'll get this out of the way right now, just in case anyone's concerned listening. We're not gonna get into any spoilery territory, like you said. I'm further along in the game than you are, so I don't think we'll go into story details. Probably even some of the later layers. I think if it's been in a trailer, I think it's safe.
Okay,
you know? But
that's
otherwise,
good. We'll have to help each other out with that.
Yeah, we'll stay away from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of DK Bananza as well. It is officially my most played Switch 2 game, passing Tony Hawk and Mario Kart, which isn't a ton. You know, I've only had the Switch for a little bit, but But yeah, it's I saw it pass it on the little, because I have my game sorted by time played. And I was like, oh man, wow, we're already there. That's cool. Because I felt like I played a lot of Tony Hawk, and I felt like I played a lot of Mario Kart.
I know, Mario Kart especially.
I think I passed it like on this previous Monday, and I was like, wow, that was quick.
I do feel like I flew through Mario Kart, so I wonder if I'm there too. But I have not checked out my timeline, but I'd be curious to do that.
Okay. Has anything else caught your fancy? Have you played anything else, or has it just been all DK all the time?
It's really just been all DK all the time, but I have it has been DK all the time, but it hasn't been Bananza the whole time.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, sure I did dabble back into the tropical freeze situation.
Yeah, you were saying you wanted to do that. So
yeah,
I don't exactly remember what your experience is with Tropical Freeze. Did you finish that game? Did you play a little bit of it and bounce off?
We talked about it a little bit. What was a couple weeks ago, but I had gone through it on the Wii U and I just went back to revisit it. I haven't gotten it back on the Switch, but I started playing it again on the Wii U. So I think I'm going to commit and get the Switch version, because I mean, I'm sure it's fine playing it on the Wii U, but I would rather play like the newest version of it. So I did stop playing it, but I got back into it because I kept seeing, clips of people playing it, and that and Donkey Kong Returns. I know we were texting a little bit this last week, and Returns looks really interesting, but it's just, with that game's pretty old. So they've been trying to keep it relevant and bring it back, but it just doesn't do the same thing. So I dabble a little bit in Tropical Freeze, but not so much that I could really dive too deep into the details of it. I remember a lot about it, but not a lot of those smaller details when it comes to like gameplay and things like that.
I'm impressed that your Wii U is still plugged in. Mine is not. My Wii is, but my Wii U currently is not.
Well, I have this little handy station right there.
Okay.
And I made it so that I could just kind of quickly plug in old consoles and just swap them out.
Yeah, mine's in the entertainment center, just not plugged in. We've only got so many plugs, But yeah, I don't think you're missing much between ports. Like Tropical Freeze was in HD on the Wii U. It's still in HD. It has a new funky mode, which I don't think you need. That's kind of an easier mode.
Yeah.
So that probably doesn't entice you. It certainly didn't entice me. I do think with Returns, it is more of a jump when you go from the original to the Switch. But yeah, I mean, it's still. And there's other stuff there too, right? Like there's motion controls that are in the Wii version and all that. But yeah, so okay, cool. I've been dabbling a little bit in Fortnite here and there. Just they're doing a Superman thing right now. I had to get him. By the time this episode releases, the Fantastic Four skins will be out.
Oh,
yeah, separate those words however you want to. So I'll have to jump into for some Fantastic Four action. But let's knock out the housekeeping. Let's get into the show. All right.
Sure.
Want to help out Podcasting with Power? There are several ways you can do that. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen or watch Podcasting with Power, and leave us a like, comment, or review while you're at it. You can also follow us on social media for links to new episodes, clips from the show, and more. We're on TikTok, Instagram, and more at Pod with Power. We appreciate all of your support. I like seeing the people interact, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we're building this right now, but I like it. We got some people jumping in there. I think that's fun.
It's fun. It's good. I like your Taco Bell clip. I like that.
That was a good one. I got a real good one. That again, it will be out by the time this comes out, but I'll just send it to you before we're done tonight. But let's jump right into the Nintendo news. I've got 5 stories for you. I have finally learned to write that in the doc.
All right.
So story number 1, our leading story, it had to be Nintendo's Lego Game Boy officially revealed, releasing October 2025. This article is from Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life. Following the Lego Game Boy teaser earlier this year, this new model building set has now officially been revealed. It will be available for $59.99 US and will be released on the 1st of October 2025. Pre-orders are now available on Lego's website, and I believe select retailers too. I think I've seen. This new kit is described as being a scale of near 1-to-1 of the original Game Boy, as you can see right above Jordan there if you need a refresher. It includes 421 pieces in total. Additionally, it comes with all the memorable features, including the control pad, A and B buttons, and select and start. There are even details such as contrast adjustment and volume dials. To enhance the nostalgia, this set comes with the insertable brick-built versions of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening and Super Mario Land game packs. This display can also showcase different screens, including the classic Nintendo Start screen. I already know the answer to this, but how quickly did you smash that pre-order button when you saw this?
Very fast. I'm getting it day one.
I have not pulled the trigger yet, but I've got to, you know?
Yes.
The price point, I feel like, is great. Lego can get kind of spendy, and $60 for this is
perfect.
Cool.
It's totally fine. I mean, that was the same price point as the Piranha Plant. I jumped on that one too.
Oh, you have the Piranha Plant. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that was 70 actually, but I have the Piranha Plant. It's built. It's in my closet. I need to figure out more display areas here, but
yeah.
Yeah, I've dabbled in the Legos. I did not realize that was something that I like.
Yeah.
You know, but there was just one night, like when I got the Piranha Plant, it was a gift. So I had never bought myself the Lego sets, but my parents had got it for me. So there was just one night I had the lights down low. I was just sitting in my office building my Piranha Plant, you know?
Yeah.
It was like top tier relaxing.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you saw this on Instagram. I recently just got the Mario World Lego thing where he's riding Yoshi.
Yeah.
And I have it here. I can do similar to the Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Week, you know, so that's
there
he is. And I don't know, can I do this while I'm holding him? Oh, he's out of focus. Oh, come on. Oh, that sucks. Okay, we'll probably just put it there. But yeah, same thing. I have not done anything with Lego since I was a kid. This is the first Lego set I have bought as an adult, and I just put the Nintendo Music app on. I played through a bunch of different Mario soundtracks, and I built this thing. This thing was a lot of pieces. I don't know the number. I think it was maybe a lot more than this Game Boy is going to be. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I love the little inserts, the Link's Awakening and the Mario.
Dude, at first, because I didn't read as you don't, I just saw what was happening and was like, okay, what's going on? They were showing gameplay on the screen. I was like, how far are we? And then like in the commercial, it's like, not playable. I was like, oh, like, can you imagine?
Yeah.
You know? And now I'm thinking like, of all the devices, I'm wondering like, could I make it? You know?
Sure.
Like, could you build a Lego shell for a Game Boy?
I mean, you don't have enough things to play Game Boy games on, so
I know.
I think you should give it a try. I mean, they say right here it's almost 1-to-1, so like in theory, you know, that exterior should be pretty similar to what you've got.
Glue that thing together, you got a Lego Game Boy. That'd be pretty wild. I'd be so into it. Anyway.
But yeah, this is a must buy. Do you remember the NES set that they did? It was like one of the first Nintendo collaborations with Lego.
Yes, and I want it so bad. I still don't have it.
I know, and it's out of print now, and I should have jumped on it at the time. I regret not doing that.
Yeah, me too. Big regrets.
I'm not going to miss out here, but I hope they do more. You know,
yeah.
I would love a Super Nintendo set and so on and so forth. But let's jump on story number 2, and we're going to kind of blend 2, 3, and 4 all together because they all center around Pokemon. This first one is from Darren Bonthus at GameSpot. And it's titled Pokemon Presents July 2025, All of the Biggest Announcements. And before I start in on this article, did you happen to catch the Pokemon Presents presentation? You sent me the DJ Pikachu.
I saw DJ Pikachu. It confused the shit out of me. And then I looked into it, and I'm going to admit that I just read some Cliff Notes.
Yeah, I same thing. I opened that and I was like, what is this? Is this right? Am I on the wrong video?
Yeah.
And when you had sent it to me later in the day, I spoiler alert, I thought it was the best part of the Pokemon Presents thing. I didn't think any of the news here was huge. I mean, some of it's fun, I guess. But they basically ran through updates for all of their games. I know you are a big fan of the Pokemon games that have come in the Switch era. I know, I think for a while there, maybe you had lapsed with the DS and 3DS, but I think I get the impression that you like a lot of the Switch era Pokemon games. Yeah. What about all this extra stuff? Are you playing any of the auxiliary Pokemon games out there? Pokemon Go, the trading card game, like any of that stuff?
I tried playing the Pokemon card game and then I fell off pretty quick. But I'm not a card game guy. I thought for some reason like maybe I'd get into it if it was digital, but I fell off pretty quick.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't really dabbled in those side games. Nope.
Well, that's all right. But going down the list here, we've got Pokemon Concierge. This is a new series that will be out soon on Netflix. We got a fresh look at this charming show. New episodes will debut on Netflix starting September 4th. I think Pokemon Concierge is already a thing, right? So is this more of it?
I don't know. All I know is I saw the trailer that they put out for it.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool.
So then they immediately followed it up with an announcement from Aardman Animation, who's going to be making a Pokemon series. These are the guys most famous for Wallace and Gromit, but also things like Chicken Run and, And I don't like that they put these things one after another because I felt like they kind of blended together. But I'm a little more into this. So this is going to be called, what is it? Pokemon Tales, The Misadventures of Sirfetch'd and Pikachu. Wow. And we didn't get much. We just got a little sheep there and some background mischief, But,
sheeps.
I don't mind some. Chicken Run was a big movie for me as a kid. I don't know.
That was a big hit for you, that one?
It was, yeah. Okay. I never got really into the Wallace and Gromit stuff, but Chicken Run, I really remember that era.
Chicken Run was what introduced me to the horror of claymation. Well, outside of the weird Christmas stuff, which I like, even my tone isn't really selling it, but I like those. Yeah. But Chicken Run creeped me out, dude.
Oh, it's creepy. It's
creeped me out.
Creepy concept. I remember I don't think I was really familiar with stuff like that outside of the Christmas stuff.
No, so it made me feel nauseous. I remember watching it. I was like, what am I watching?
Sure. Then they moved on to Poke Park Kanto. This one does actually look cool. This is going to be a section of a theme park in Japan, and it is exactly what it sounds like. They're building an area based on the Gen 1 games, the Kanto region. It's going to open next year. I don't know how, when you see the map, and I'll try to put something on screen here, but I don't know if there's a ton going on. That was my thing with this one.
No, I looked into this too. I don't think so either, but at the same time, it's I see it as a start.
Yeah. I'm cool with it.
And why don't we have anything like that here? I mean, I understand the difference between the two places. It's just that it's Pokemon's so big here, where I mean, I could take some real stabs at it. As I'm talking through it, I'm realizing why we probably don't have one.
Sure.
But it's gosh, man, it would be so great. And I know it would do so well. It's just I wish it's something that could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Nintendo is moving, and I know they're separate, Pokemon Company and Nintendo, separate entities, but they're moving into that theme park direction, especially here in the States. So I would like to see some sort of collaboration with the two of them and maybe Universal again and see them do something cool there.
Yeah.
Then we got our first new game of the presentation. I think maybe the only new game of the presentation, and that is called Pokemon Friends. This is a mobile Pokemon game. It's puzzles. I wasn't sure. It's a $10 purchase on Switch. It's also free on iPhone, Android, whatever. But it's a puzzle solving game, and you get rewards. You get little plushes to decorate your fake room. I don't know. I don't know. I get the impression like you get to play one puzzle, maybe a few puzzles a day, and you can like buy more. Was the vibe I got? I don't want to do that. And like they seem really basic. And I'm not saying that's not for someone out there, but like I watched he just kind of traced a little path, and I was like, okay, you know,
sure,
I can do
hard.
that. Yeah. But yeah, Pokemon Friends probably not for me.
I mean,
then we got a little bit of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is a game I have not played, so I'm not very familiar with the Terra raids.
Whoa,
we're getting another
one. What?
Yeah, a new Terra raid has been announced for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and this time you can attempt to catch powerful versions of the legendary Pokemon Wo-Chien, Chien-Pao, Ting-Lu, and Chi-Yu. Are you familiar with these guys?
No.
Okay, I am not either. So what I thought was interesting is they're like, okay, you can battle these guys, but you can't catch them until they're defeated 1,000,000 times. And I was like, oh, that's a lot of times. But that's everybody. That's collectively the world has to beat these guys 1,000,000 times. Then you'll be able to catch them. Are they cool? Do you want to add them to your collection? I don't know. I have no idea who they are. Good luck out there if you're playing Scarlet and Violet.
Yeah, I lost all my save data on the new Switch, so
that's a bummer.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, well, you can start it over. You know?
It's a lot of work.
I know. And then I think we got to the thing, the meat of the presentation, and that is more gameplay for Pokemon Legends ZA.
Yes.
We got a new Mega Evolution, because this game's going to have a lot of those. Mega Dragonite. Did you see this design?
I did.
How do you feel about Mega Dragonite?
I'm not sure. I'm gonna be honest.
I am pretty sure, and I don't like it. So what they did, if you're an audio listener, you're not seeing this, but they took a Dragonite, and it's really just a Dragonite, right? And then they gave it crazy little wing hair on the top, and then they put one of those pearls that Dragonair has on its tail. They stuck one of those on the end of Dragonite's tail. Yeah. And that's kind of it. And it doesn't look like it fits. It doesn't look natural.
No. I mean,
I don't care for it.
I don't care for it, but I mean, like, the way they did the center part, you know, with the...
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't bother me so much. I honestly, I think some of the Pokemon that bother me the most are the Pokemon that are like... Of course, I'm trying to think of an example, and I don't have one for you, but, like, it's just the small, simple ones that are as creative.
Sure.
That kind of stuff bothers me more. This is fine. I mean, it's all right.
Okay. Fair enough. This is a game that I don't need to see any more of. We got some more, you know, we know what menus look like now. I feel like I've seen enough. I know I want it. You know, just waiting for October to play it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
I'm in.
Because I mean, I was hating on it when we talked about it last.
Yeah,
you know, and the last couple of videos I've been watching of it, it does look like they've kind of given it a once over. Things look a little better. I'm feeling more hopeful about it. It's just the last time we saw with all those dedicated areas, it just seemed so like it was shuffling me in a direction. It wasn't so adventurous. This last one looked a little more promising, so I think it'll be better than I thought. We'll see. High hopes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jordan. We got new events for Pokemon Champions, Pokemon Go, Pokemon Masters EX, Pokemon Cafe Remix. This one was cool. It's the Lapras with the little captain outfit. I did like that. Pokemon Sleep. Are you playing Pokemon Sleep?
Can't say I am.
Exactly. And then Pokemon Unite is also, all of those games get new updates, new content. Check those out if you're into them. You probably already know, though, if you're into them. And if you're not, I don't think you want to be. And then new Mega Evolution booster packs are coming to the Pokemon trading card game in September. This is the physical. Well, I guess I don't know. Is this the physical trading card game, or is this the?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know.
I would assume the trading card game.
I think it's the physical cards. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So all in all, not a very exciting Pokemon Presents for me. You know, I want the classic games on there. Mm-hmm. I want maybe a tease of what Gen 10 is going to be, hopefully next year for the 30th anniversary. You know, but I get it. We're in the ZA marketing cycle right now. We got to deal with that. I do understand. But skipping ahead right to story number 3, This is Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 and Switch Preorder bonuses revealed. This is also by Liam Doolin at Nintendo Life. And this is pretty simple. At Walmart, you're getting a mystery pin as a pre-order bonus, and these are just one of the 3 starters. So it's either Chikorita, Totodile, or Tepig is the other one. They're cute. You know, if you want a physical edition of this game, yeah, go pick it up. It can be either Switch or Switch 1, up to you. Best Buy is offering a free gamer mat. I was not able to find a picture of this. Hopefully I will by the time we edit and put this podcast out. They describe it as being used as either a Pokemon trading card game mat or a mouse pad. So, again, that's at Best Buy if you want that one. And then, as previously revealed by the Pokemon Company, trainers across the globe can also get an early purchase bonus in the form of Ralts holding a Gardevoirite stone as a gift. Additionally, the digital version early pre-order bonus includes a gift of 100 Pokeballs, which you have to claim before February 28th, 2026 in-game, which they've done before with other Pokemon games on Switch.
Good
so,
in-game.
You know, I don't know how much we've talked about on the podcast. I am mostly digital with my Switch these days. I have a bunch of physical Switch games still, but you know, I'm not going to go out of my way to pre-order this at a brick and mortar store.
Yeah, I'm not either. I'm just going to buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
Digitally.
And like the pins I think are cool, but not being able to pick, you know, like I know I want to start with Totodile. I don't want a Tepig pin. What am I going to do with that?
Yeah, I mean, tell you what, I was pretty bummed to find out about some of the pre-order bonuses for Mario Kart World that I didn't know about, like at Best Buy and all. Like, I'd heard all these stories from some of my buddies at work of things they got for free. I'm hoping that, I don't know. I feel like some of the stores went rogue and did a couple of extra things. I don't know.
Okay.
You know,
sure.
But I'm also super bummed about not seeing Switch 2 variants. Like, you know, what are we doing? You know, like I understand. No, I don't. Actually, Mario Kart World totally could have had one. We knew it was coming for the Switch 2, you know?
Yeah.
I hope that that's something we kind of see in the future. You'd kind of think, though, like, Pokemon ZA, it's going to be ZA. What are we going with? ZA.
I've been doing ZA today. I feel like last week I got the impression you didn't like the ZA. So,
oh, dude, I'm into ZA.
Oh, you're into ZA. Okay. Yeah, I've been doing ZA today, but I can.
But I feel like, you know, that's going to be the prime Switch 2 release for Pokemon, at least for some time, right?
Yeah.
And you'd think that's kind of the opportunity, maybe, you know. Mario Kart World, maybe not. You know, we haven't historically gotten a Mario Kart themed Switch, so no big deal. But Pokemon, that's a big one. That's a big market, you know. I probably would have been into that release, I think.
Yeah,
you know?
There have been. So we're kind of jumping ahead a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
And that's okay. But just, you're right. I think it's you don't get those special edition consoles usually in the first year like that. But Pokemon often does get a special edition console.
Yeah.
So it's weird that neither Switch is getting one.
Right.
In the past, even when, you know, I think it was Black and White maybe was already out, or maybe the 3DS was already out when that came out to the DS. And that had a special DSi and all that. And that was cool. Yeah, I'd like to see those. I mean, the problem with the window we're talking about is that means Metroid Prime 4 is not going to get one, which bums me out because I would love a Metroid Prime 4 Switch. That's another regret, is not getting that Metroid 3DS.
Oh, yeah.
Super regret that. But yeah, so we kind of alluded to this story. Nintendo announces new Pokemon Legends ZA Switch 2 bundle after Pokemon Presents. This is from Lloyd Coombs at IGN. If you wanted a Nintendo Switch 2 that includes a game, your only first-party option has been Mario Kart World so far, but that's all changing in October when Pokemon Legends ZA gets its own bundle. As announced at this week's Pokemon Presents July 2025, the next creature-catching RPG will get its own Switch 2 bundle that mirrors its Mario Kart counterpart by offering the system with a digital download code for the game and is already available for pre-order at retailers like Target and Best Buy. Notably, the new bundle is simply a standard Switch 2 with Pokemon Legends ZA packed in as a download code. So that's exactly what you're getting at. It's, you know, it's not the special console. This mentions how we got like a Pokemon Sword and Shield Switch Lite. I think the Diamond and Pearl remakes got one. Did they do a special Switch of any form for Scarlet and Violet?
No, I don't. No, they didn't.
No? Maybe there's Joy-Cons. I don't know.
They did it was Joy-Cons, I think.
Yeah, like special Joy-Con with an OLED, I think, maybe.
there was the back of it had something on it though. I feel like there was one. I just don't remember which Pokemon release it was. But the back, like the Zelda one with the pattern on the back, it's just black and like black on black, but it had that raised texture. I think there was a Pokemon one. I'm pretty certain.
And I think I seem to recall even like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee had special Joy-Con, like one yellow, like Pikachu, one brown, like Eevee. So yeah, it's a bummer, and maybe close to release, maybe they will do some sort of Joy-Con thing. We also have not gotten any special edition Joy-Con 2. So
and it was Scarlet and Violet, yes. It was a Switch OLED Scarlet and Violet. It is pretty cool. Oh, and the back. I feel like
you don't see that one too often.
No, you don't. The back was way cooler than I was describing.
Okay.
Dang.
We'll throw a picture up there. But yeah, this bundle, same thing, retails for $4.99, just like the Mario Kart bundle here in the US. It will release on October 16th. Obviously, if you have a Switch 2, there's no reason to get this. But if you don't, and you're waiting for Pokemon, if for some reason Mario Kart is not the game you want with your Switch 2, then jump on this one. And then the last story I have here is another review roundup like we did last week. This is and this is the full title of this game, Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. Okay?
Good Lord.
And so this is Mario Party on Switch. Where are you at with that? Have you played? I believe there are 3 of them.
I only went after Superstars.
Sure. Yeah, that brings back a lot of the old mini games and maps and stuff. Totally understand that. Apparently, this one was very good. This one came out last year, I think, and people seem to really like it. So this is the Switch 2 edition. It comes with some new content that uses like the camera and the mic and the mouse features for new mini games, stuff like that. But it seems like maybe not as well received as Jamboree was in the first place. On OpenCritic, it has a critic average of 80 out of 100, which isn't terrible. But then you look down and you see IGN, Logan Plant at IGN gave it a 7 out of 10, saying Super Mario Party Jamboree itself is still fantastic, but the mixed new content of the Switch 2 edition plus Jamboree TV re-release adds frustrating limitations and strange design decisions to what was otherwise a polished, customizable experience. And that seems to be the trend when you read reviews for this. I doubt we'll probably cover this much on the show because I don't really have any interest. I haven't bought a Mario Party game in forever.
I feel like I'm in the market for one.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, I kind of do. I don't know why. Oh, I should not start the sentence this way. I have a couple of friends who are interested in it. I did not mean to say I don't know why they're interested in it. I have a couple of friends who are interested, but I don't know why I haven't been interested in the past as much, because they are fun. It is cool to have. I mean, we talked before the show. I'm about to head up north with my family. It's always great to have like those games for those circumstances. Yes. And Mario Party obviously is great, but I heard Jamboree had a lot of really good games, and people were pretty fond of some of the maps. So I mean, I've been feeling pretty enticed, but like you said, with some of the spotty reviews though, between this newer installation, I'm not certain.
So not having touched this game at all, the main thing I was reading on Reddit last night is how bizarre it is how Nintendo separates it within the game itself. Like you boot up this game with now the upgrade pack, and it gives you like 3 options, which are the original game, then the upgraded game, then a game share option. And if you do the original game, you're not even getting like the higher frame rate and like the higher resolution of the Switch 2. It's just the same like 720p of the Switch 1. Don't know why that would even be why would I ever want to do that? Right? When I can then pick the middle option, which has all of the original content, but then is like missing a lot of customizable options from the original game. Like it just sounds like it's siloed off in weird ways so that you can't just have the best of everything.
Yeah.
And hopefully they fix that. But it's a bizarre Nintendo decision that they do every once in a while.
Right.
And that was where I was like, because I was considering getting this. Like I said, I haven't bought one since, what was the one on Wii U that we played with Bowser? Maybe?
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Yeah. I can't remember the title, but yeah.
Yeah. But I have not purchased one on Switch. But same thing, like you said, like when I'm with people, great. I would love to play Mario Party. I have no problem with doing that. It's hard for me to justify buying it and sitting here alone in my basement playing Mario Party.
Yeah.
Don't really want to do that.
No.
So that's all.
Is that the loneliest thing you've ever heard of? actually. Like
playing Mario Party alone in a basement.
You're having a Mario Party alone. Mario Party alone.
Mario's there. And
Mario's that's given me that like SpongeBob, all my friends are here feelings. You know what I mean? Like you're like we're all here together.
Exactly.
Peach's birthday cake.
It's very Waluigi behavior.
Yes,
Mario Party alone.
It's weird. It's unhinged. It's a little creepy, borderline psychotic.
Fair enough.
But I'm into it. Do it. I'm not judging.
Yeah. If that's your jam, play Mario Party alone. I don't
do
care.
it.
You know, do it if you want. But let's talk about someone who's been invited to a Mario Party or two. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Good amount of them. And that is Donkey Kong. Probably Nintendo's oldest recognizable mascot, I think. You know? Mm-hmm. This, as we kind of started the show with, is our Donkey Kong week. And I'm sure we'll do themed weeks and topics, you know, throughout the run of the show. But it makes sense to talk Donkey Kong. So Jordan, we've already in the 3 previous episodes we've done, we've talked about how we both like the Donkey Kong franchise quite a bit. It's had its ups, it's had its downs for sure. But tell me about your first experience with Donkey Kong. Like, where does that start for you?
Donkey Kong Jr.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like, sincerely, it's really weird because, like, it was just, you know, I mean, that was the game everybody had on NES, you know? So that was my very first experience. And obviously I had no idea. Well, I guess nobody had any idea what Donkey Kong was going to be at that point. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that was my first experience. I remember playing Donkey Kong Jr. You know, obviously the level everybody thinks of with the red, you know, you know, girders, whatever you want to call.
Oh yeah.
And then the one with the vines where you're kind of swatting back and forth. I remember actually having a pretty good time doing it too. But if we want to say the very first, like, maybe we'll say authentic Donkey Kong experience as what we know him as today, it's going to be Donkey Kong Country. And I have a lot of fond memories. I feel like that was a game everybody had on Super Nintendo. So wherever you went, you know, you could play it. And it was one of those games, as was most of Super Nintendo, you could just pick up and play.
Are we talking the first DKC here?
First DKC.
Okay. Yeah. Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong.
Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong.
Yeah.
What about you?
So I'm sure, like you said, I'm sure I played some of the older ones at some point. We had some neighbors I know that had a Super Nintendo and they had all 3 Donkey Kong Country games. But the one where I remember like looking at this and being like, oh, I really like what I'm seeing here was DK64. We've talked about flawed game as a 10-year-old kid, however old I was, probably younger than that. I think I was probably 8. It was an incredible game. The story with that one is actually funny. I almost could have missed DK64 altogether, but I had received for Christmas, so this must be 2000, I open Majora's Mask, right? Mm-hmm. And what did Majora's Mask require for the N64? That expansion pack. We didn't have that. So I remember going to the store with my dad because he's like, oh, we gotta get one of these so you can play this.
Wait. Did you put it in and then you had the moment where like you put the game in and you were like, what? Did that happen?
I think so, yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. That's heartbreaking. We keep going.
No, because I know I've seen that screen and that must be the only time I've done that, right? So yeah, I think that's exactly what happened.
Good Lord.
So I remember we go to the store and they have it, right? This is back when, you know, they have everything behind glass and you're looking at it and, you know, and they were always in these cramped little aisles, right? You know, and just it felt like it was 100 feet high and you were like looking up there. Yeah. And so I find the expansion pack, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, here it is. And then my dad's over here and he's looking, always trying to, you know, find a deal. And he's looking at this box and he's like, this game comes with the expansion pack, right? And it was only, I forget what the cost difference was, but he's like, you know, I might as well get you this and a whole new game with it.
Oh.
You know, and so we took home Donkey Kong 64 because it was packed in with the expansion pack.
And the
story there is that there was some game-breaking bug they found really late in development. And like the only way they could figure out how to fix it was to just put an expansion pack in. And that just fixed whatever the problem was. So they shipped every copy with that thing. So that's how I got that game. And
man.
Yeah, and I have a lot of love for that game. Like I said, it's flawed. It's, you know, kind of hard to go back to. I would love for it to come to Switch Online and play it again. We talked about the blurry tease of potentially coming to Switch Online at some point.
Yes.
But yeah, I all the different Kongs, all of the abilities, the weapons, the music, the whole package that like really defined what Donkey Kong is to me.
Yes.
I love the music. We talked on the soundtrack episode about David Wise and Grant Kirkhope, their contributions to it. But even going back, I mean, like the arcade, that kind of jams too a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
I love all of the secrets that you find in Donkey Kong Country and 64. And the fact that they're difficult. Like they are, like you said, easy to pick up, but they're very hard to master, very hard to beat a lot of the time.
They are.
Like for you, when you think of Donkey Kong, like what defines that? What do you want when you pick up a new Donkey Kong anything?
Honestly, the music is key, but I don't want to like lean into just the music being so important. But the thing that I love about the Donkey Kong Country game, specifically on the Super Nintendo, and we're talking all three, the movement is so smooth.
Sure.
Like it's very smooth, and like I think of, and I mean, you have to really think back at that time too, because Mario didn't move the same way Donkey Kong did. Maybe now, the way that the screen pans, I know that it does this now, but I mean back then when you're moving, the way that the whole kind of environment moves, like the way that the mechanics feel, it was different. So like there was always this like fluidity to it that I really enjoyed.
Yeah,
and not to mention,
and feels heavy, and that's cool. It's unique.
Right. And I love that, like, when you roll, because that was a prime mechanic. If you're Diddy cartwheeling, and if you're Donkey Kong, you're rolling. There was like you made a mistake if you did it at the wrong time. Like you know what I mean. There was this very strategic element to it. So it was this very just fluid moving game. The music really added to the excitement of it too. Like when you go on those rainy courses, where it's raining and then you get the music as you get through the level, it kind of amps up and changes. It was more dynamic than Mario was at that time. So it was an experience. It felt like more of an experience to me. It almost felt cinematic to me, And then, Donkey Kong 64, I was going to fit this in, not really to add onto everything you said, but like I agree with everything you said. I just remember that was like the first game that I remember like just sandbagging people in as Donkey Kong. I mean, like as a child, like having like being able to just like absolutely body people as Donkey Kong. And I remember thinking as a kid, I was like, "This is pretty sweet."
Absolutely. My favorite was Lanky Kong. He had those long orangutan, and you could just
spin around,
spin around, knock people down. Oh my god, that I could go on and on about DK64. And I played through the country games later. But having played those first, like you had said, it felt very different than Mario. It also looked very different than Mario. Yeah. Doing kind of the pre-rendered graphics thing, like no one else was really doing that. Like they had figured out how to do something cutting edge on a console at that point that was a couple years old. The N64 and PlayStation were on the way. And then here's Donkey Kong just, looking cool.
I mean, I tried to reserve this when we were talking about music the other week because I wanted to bring it up this week, but like the music for Donkey Kong added to that cinematic feeling. And honestly, like I left this out on my list the other week, but Treetop Rock and Donkey Kong Country, gets it.
So I'm going to ask the difficult question now.
Okay.
And that is, I want to know what your top Donkey Kong games are. I know we've mostly kind of stuck to the early years of Donkey Kong so far, but what are you, and I don't know if you want to do a top 3, a top 5, but what are your favorite Donkey Kong games? You have to pick.
I would have to say Donkey Kong. Oh man, I feel like once I say it, it's out there forever,
It is.
Donkey Kong Country 2. That's what's coming to me first. That feels like my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country 2, number 1. Would you count Diddy Kong Racing?
So I have it in here as a shout out. I really like Diddy Kong Racing. I think
because his name is
count it in the franchise, but like it is different in the same way that like I wouldn't say Mario Kart is one of my favorite Mario games.
That's
what I mean? Like
when you put it that
Mario
way.
Karts I really like, but when I'm thinking of a Mario game, it's not not top of mind. So Diddy Kong Racing is like one of those things that, I mean, I'll go as far as to say Diddy Kong Racing is better than Mario Kart 64. It is the best kart 100%. Racer on the N64.
We're on the same page with that one.
Yeah.
I think we may have discussed that in the past, so I won't harp on it, but like 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it has the adventure mode. You're doing a lot more. It's more dynamic. You have the different vehicles. But yeah, so that's definitely like a shout out I would give.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't put it in my top 3. I do have Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest as one of my games. I would say maybe my 3rd favorite Donkey Kong game.
3rd favorite.
And the reason I picked that one, and I'm curious if you feel similarly, it's because of the theme. Like I love the first Donkey Kong Country, I do, but 2 I think just has like, it just picks an identity and it sticks with it. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're doing pirates now, and you're like, okay, maybe just for this one world, we're gonna open with pirates, and it's like, no, we're doing the whole damn game as pirates. King K. Rool is gonna be in a pirate outfit at the end, and you're just gonna deal with that.
And they nail it.
They do.
All the enemies, dude. Yeah. And in the music, like you start off on the ship and it's like little, like, what is that, like fife? It's like boop, boop, boop. Like I'm so into it. The theme though, I'm huge on the theme. I also remember I have a lot of fond memories of like those last couple levels with like when you're swimming up and there's the crazy like slime, like the ooze. I can't remember. It's been a minute. But like that is a challenging game. Like it is hard.
It's very difficult. I like, it doesn't feel super different than the first game, but Dixie does kind of add another element to it with the air twirl and all that. So that's cool. But yeah, so of those Donkey Kong Country games, I think 2 is easily my favorite.
Yeah.
Do you put either of the other ones in your
top DK
list?
I like Donkey Kong Country 3, but I do not like the overworld. I hate the overworld.
Okay.
And that one kind of ruins it for me. But I like the game, so it's hard. It's just, I feel it just takes away from it, and I don't care for it. Donkey Kong Country 1 would be a close second, honestly, to the second. I'm super fond of the Super Nintendo. Those entries, I just feel like that's how I know Donkey Kong. And then I'd have to put 64 in the 3rd slot, just because that was another, similar to you, that was one of my most played games as a child. And I mean, that was a big 3D world to explore, and it was different than anything we've experienced. I would compare it in experience similar to Mario 64, because I had previously only explored Mario 2D, and now I'm exploring the world of Donkey Kong in 3D, and it was cool to see all the enemies, and it took some time, and it was also, like you said, difficult near the end. So I would go Country 2, Country 1, and then 64 for my top 3.
Admirable list. I like it. So we're gonna talk all about this, in the second half of this episode here. But I'm just going to come out and say it. My favorite Donkey Kong game is Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Wow!
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah. It is
so
good. And I don't want to say the end cemented that for me. I knew before that. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, it's just.
So you did finish?
I did. I beat the game night before we recorded this.
And no spoilers, of course, but the end was pretty good.
It was excellent. Yeah.
Right.
But like I said, I knew a while before that. I think, and we'll talk about this when we do our review, but it had a kind of slower start, I think, for me. But yeah, by the end I was all in. So Donkey Kong Bonanza is my favorite Donkey Kong game, top of that list. And then I would go to Tropical Freeze. You'd mentioned that at the top of the show. I just think that is a rock solid Donkey Kong Country game in every way. It's another themed one with the Arctic stuff and the Arctic animal bad guys and all that stuff. And I think it nails it. And it's right there with DKC2. It's hard to compare. It's nice that Tropical Freeze feels a little more modern. I like that you get a little more variety with the sidekicks, with Cranky Kong and Diddy and Dixie in that game. But yeah, they're right there. And then, I could go down the list. I mean, I wanted to shout out, we already talked about Diddy Kong Racing. I do want to shout out Jungle Beat, because I think that's just a very cool concept. You're doing a 2D platformer DK game with bongos. Like, and it's got some fun boss fights that, has a sense of style to it. And then DK94 on the Game Boy. Well, Donkey Konga, is cool, but it is just a rhythm game. But I do want to. It's hard not to put DK94 on a list like this. Like, it takes the original arcade game and then just throws almost 100 more levels at you into what kind of became the Mario versus Donkey Kong series. Mm-hmm. And that's cool. I mean, when I don't think I have nearly as much love for the original Game Boy as you do, the games specifically, but I think that's up there. That's one of those that, like, if you have a Game Boy, you gotta play DK94.
Yeah,
and it's on Switch Online. I would recommend it. Do you have any kind of honorable mention?
Honestly, Diddy Kong Racing would be my honorable mention. Sure. And we've beat that to death, so I'll spare us with that. But my God, what a great game! I love it.
I have kind of an off the wall question for you. How often are you picking Donkey Kong in, like, spin-off games, like in a Smash Bros or a Mario Kart or something? Like, is he your guy, or is he just kind of there?
This kind of like Hail Marys back to our topic on Mario Kart World, where I would totally play as Donkey Kong if he wasn't so heavy.
Okay.
Like, I'd be more up to pick him, but like Smash Bros, like, yeah, I'll play as Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I think he's fun in Smash.
Yeah,
I like K. Rool in Smash.
K. Rool, yeah. For Diddy Kong Racing, I actually typically am Diddy.
Okay, I'm a Banjo guy, but yeah,
Banjo guy.
Yeah,
I just feel like Banjo looks so funny with his weird little backpack.
He's a little weird. They haven't figured him out quite yet in that one.
Yeah,
it took another year, but they got him right.
And like, who's the like? There's like weird characters in there. There's who's the tiger? He didn't come out here. He didn't debut.
Oh man, I don't know the tiger's name. I know the one because he says it. He goes, "My name's Crunch." The
Crunch.
Guy. I like that guy.
And then there's the what's that weird animal, dude? The raccoon. Is it no? It's not a raccoon. Diddy Kong.
I mean, there's Conker. Conker the squirrel is in there.
Conker, yeah. Of course. How could you forget?
Oh, and there's like a
Timber.
Is that
Timber?
Oh, okay.
Timber the tiger. Tip Top?
Yeah, he's the turtle.
Dude, my entire life I thought it was Tip Top.
Oh no, he shows up in maybe both Banjo-Kazooie and 64 games. Definitely the second one.
Pipsy.
Yeah, I never liked Pipsy.
What's
the clock's name?
The clock, isn't it like tick-tock? Tick-tock, come on. It doesn't actually say. They don't even mention him. Okay,
yeah, he's not important.
TT the timer. That's what it was.
There we go. And then maybe one of the hardest final bosses of all time in Whizpig.
Whizpig.
My God, the boss races in that game in general are so freaking hard,
dude. Well, that's because like it reminds me of the which Avengers movie is that when Falcon and they're running around the Washington Monument and like you see Falcon
it's the Winter Soldier. Yeah
and Captain then America. Like Cap's just like way down, dude. When I'm racing that rhinoceros, the very first one, you're like going up and it's like, dude, he just smokes you. The guy's going so fast. I don't know what's going on. I don't know, man. It's wild.
Yeah, those are so freaking difficult.
Love it.
But I mean, we're going kind of long here on the DK talk, which is not a problem, never a problem. But I wanted to ask, and this is kind of a more abstract question, like, what is your favorite vibe of DK? Like, not necessarily your favorite game, but like for me, it is the rare games. It's the SNES Donkey Kong Country games. I just love the way those look. I like that we've got a little shout outs to that in Bananza. But they're not necessarily my favorite games. So do you have something like that where you're just like, I really like when they do DK this way?
Honestly, I feel bad. I'm floating back to the Super Nintendo, but that was like a cozy game for me.
Sure.
Very, very cozy, very calming. Love the, like, again, I need to harp on the music. I'm going to harp on the music forever just so everyone knows. Any game we talk about, that music's getting touched, Sure. But for DKC, all of them really, the music, just that vibe, the darker tones, like it's very cozy. And I think that I often find most Donkey Kong games are that way to me, I think. So that's kind of the vibe that I go for with Donkey Kong, to be honest. But I like when they do other things. Tropical Freeze was less of that feeling for me, and that's why I was initially kind of turned off by it, because it didn't remind me of that same like atmosphere or ecosystem that they introduced us to. But when you're there to play the game because of the franchise that you enjoy, it's a little bit different. It's just I like it when it's more of that cozy kind of feeling.
That's fair. Tropical Freeze is cool in that it, like I said, it's a cohesive theme right off the rip. In that game, they kind of show you the worlds from Returns, the previous game, and kind of, show you where those are at. And that's cool to me. I love the music. Again, David Wise came back to do music for that one specifically. And, I want to touch on this now before we get to the Bananza stuff. How do you feel about Donkey Kong's redesign? We haven't really talked about this.
So honestly, it's been like hit or miss, because he wasn't exactly in Bananza. He did not look like he did in the movie.
No, not quite. And I don't think Mario Kart World really does him justice. I think he looks good in Bananza.
He does.
I wasn't crazy about it in Mario Kart World. I was kind of, I don't know about this, but seeing him in motion in Bonanza, I really like this new design.
I actually took there was a good 5 minutes where I just kind of looked at him. Yeah. When we first, launched with Bonanza, I really was looking at him, and I wasn't crazy about him in the Mario movie. I didn't like it, but I can see how Bonanza is very similar, but to me, and it sounds like you might feel the same way, but it's different enough that I liked him, because I like I said, I didn't care for him in the movie, so I liked it, and I hope they kind of I hope they stick with it. I hope they just that's how he looks now. Yeah.
So. I think he's expressive in a way he wasn't able to be before. Because I do feel like that's one of the problems with the Rare design. As much as I like it, and a lot of those character models from the country games, I feel like whenever they put him in something else, they have a really hard time making him emote. They have a hard time giving him sounds that sound appropriate. Donkey Kong sounds weird in a lot of games. He's making some strange ass sounds.
Yeah.
And I think we kind of nailed this. This is what he's going to be from now on. He's a little goofy looking, but I
think everybody in the Donkey Kong universe makes weird sounds.
Sure.
Literally every time I think about Donkey Kong sounds, I think of those enemies that are like, ha!
Yeah, I do like those guys. Yeah, love those guys. So looking forward, and we're for right now skipping over Bonanza, but going forward, what do you want to see? Let's start with the movie. We know a Donkey Kong movie is coming out. He was, as you mentioned, a big part of the Super Mario Brothers movie, a bigger part than I thought going in. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe that caught you off guard too. What do you want a Donkey Kong movie to be? What do you want it to focus on? What kind of characters do you want to see?
Honestly, so I'm going to preface with I don't care that much. Honestly, I'm pretty loose. I should say this. I'm easy to please. That's a better way of putting it. So I kind of would like to see it have the same treatment as Mario, in the way that we reference all of the different spin-offs, like we've talked about, little Easter eggs. I'd like to, Diddy Kong Racing references would be cool. I want to see the references, to some of the older stuff. But more than anything, I would like to see the character take themselves more seriously, I think. Because in the Mario movie, I understand, I know what they were doing. I know, it was Mario's movie, first of all. But I would like to see more of the character take himself seriously. And then at the same time, that partnership between Diddy. I would like that.
Yeah, that's my big thing, is I want to see the other Kongs. Diddy specifically, but I want to, you get a shot of him in the Mario movie, and I think he's sitting maybe next to Dixie and Chunky, maybe are the two that are there. But give us all the Kongs. Where's Funky at? Where's Candy at?
Where's Candy
mentioned? Tiny Kong, Teeny Kong, whatever we want to call her. Make Crinky a central character. I want to see the animal companions, Rambi and all.
Give
those
me
guys.
New Funky.
Sure.
I want him.
Funky
I
Kong
love
is
him.
Awesome.
Dude, I want the music. I want to go to a house with the barrel plane. Sit on that screen for hours.
And then I think the big thing for me is I want Kremlings. I want Do it up.
Yeah.
Those are the Donkey Kong bad guy. Like just do it. Don't give
Yeah,
me
bring
the
him back.
tiki mask. Like just do it. And then future games. I mean, we just got a new Donkey Kong game, so I'm not exactly clamoring for a new one. But like, do you think we'll get a sequel to this? Do you think we'll get another 2D side scroller? Will it be a country game? Will it be something new? Like, what do you kind of want to see next from the DK franchise?
I liked so far Bonanza so much that I would love to see more of this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think I enjoy all of them so much that like this is such a weird thing for me because usually I'm so annoyingly, honestly, pretty particular about what I want and what I like. But with Donkey Kong, honestly, like I'm so flexible. Like I love the 2D side-scrolling games. Like they're a lot of fun. Like I said, I've had my stripes in the past with them and stuff, but like I would love to see a new 2D side scroller that pays more homage to the older ones.
Okay.
Country ones specifically, DKCs. But I'd be cool with another 3D adventure. So like I'm pretty flexible. More than anything, give me a new Diddy Kong Racing, man. Give me a new Diddy Kong Racing.
I mean, I like. See, that's the thing is now that I've always said that you could do it because it could be different, right? You could focus on the adventuring and stuff. And the problem is that now Mario Kart World is kind of doing a lot of that finally. And so it makes me wonder if maybe we're not ever going to see that again. But I hope for some DLC at least for Mario Kart World.
Yeah. Could they mix it? Could they bring it in?
Yeah, I mean, give us a new area that's all, jungle themed. Put some of the characters, Diddy Kong being, first on the list. Like, put them in there. Why not?
Give us some planes.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't make any sense to, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wouldn't make any sense with how the vehicles are so modular with everything. But I don't know. It'd be cool. It'd be cool to get those little Easter egg throwbacks, those little soundtracks.
Yeah.
I would love that. I would really love that.
Well, let's talk about the biggest game around right now and review Donkey Kong Bananza. At the top, we mentioned we've both spent the past week playing a lot of this game. I have rolled credits on it. You're working through it. What are your kind of general thoughts so far?
General thoughts, okay. So I'll just kind of walk you through the emotions. All
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So at first, I was into it. I was like, man, this is wild. Okay. I was really enjoying how it looked. It looks fantastic. Yeah. I love the movement. It has that fluidity that we talked about.
Yep.
I'm so heavy, but I feel so light because I'm strong. I think that when they introduced the stat points, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I have control over that. I don't know how deeply we want to get into that stuff. But I like all the options you have there.
You unlock some, just kind of surface level. You upgrade your Bonanzas, you upgrade your abilities, your health, your punch strength, all that kind of stuff. There are some abilities that are locked to the skill tree that you don't have until you unlock them. And I like that system too. You get those through the Banandian gems, and every 5 you get a skill point to spend.
Yeah, so I mean, I was having fun pretty quickly. I was overwhelmed, though. That's where I was headed.
Yes.
So I got overwhelmed very quick. I was like, how much ground am I breaking here?
Yeah.
Honestly, to the point where, Amanda's listening to me play this in the living room because I felt like big screening it,
Yeah.
And I feel like all she heard was just like, and it's just me punching through the ground, constantly. And I just felt like I had to keep doing it, which I mean paid off because you collect gold and you find treasures. But I mean, I just found myself kind of caring too much about unexplored area before I would kind of move forward. And I fell into this cycle where every layer I was like, oh, here we go again,
Yeah.
But I'll let you go. What about you?
So yeah, surface level thoughts. I love this game. Like I said, it's my favorite Donkey Kong game. It's maybe one of my favorite Nintendo games of all time. And
Whoa.
I think it started off a little rough. I wasn't feeling it.
Yeah.
You start playing, and I was like, "Oh, this kind of feels weird. The button layout is strange. You
Yes.
have 3 punch buttons, punch
Mm-hmm.
forward, up, and down. I wanted to switch the down one and the jump button. I tried that in the options. That still felt kind of weird, so I went back to the default, and I got used to it. Once it clicked, it clicked. But initially, I was like, "This is kind of strange," and I think I spent some early game trying to fight the camera. The camera in this game is very good, but I didn't expect it to be. So I was kind of trying to compensate for the camera, and the game was already doing that. So like it's rotating, and I'm also trying to, rotate it in place. And so once I kind of let go and let it do that, I started to feel it a bit more. And same thing, I felt like, how much of this, breaking stuff am I going to do? When is it going to feel like there's some variety? And eventually, I think I probably a little earlier than you might have started just kind of mainlining it. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to break a ton of stuff right now. Like, the outfits on this world, I don't care for. Like, I got what I want, so I don't need to keep finding fossils right now. Like, I'm gonna move on. And once I started doing that, I found places where I did want to do all that exploration. And I was, there are certain layers where I spent a ton of time on and collected a ton of Banandian gems and all that stuff. And I think they've achieved something really freaking cool with this game. You wouldn't expect, it's from the Mario Odyssey team, and you kind of think, that's a great 3D platformer. What can you do to it? And once I realized, like, oh, this game is trying to take the lessons of Breath of the Wild and apply them to Mario Odyssey, I was like, oh no, that's maybe too ambitious. What's the joy of a platformer is like, how do I get over there? Like, that's the challenge. And so if you tell me I can go anywhere and do anything, that kind of takes away the challenge. But somehow they make it so much fun. And I feel like it blends Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom in a way that this feels like this is where Nintendo is at right now. It is the culmination of like all of the best Nintendo stuff from the past decade or so. And I love it. I love this game.
It is good. And it's funny because I've been seeing that screenshot people are snapping that looks like the opening shot of Tears of the Kingdom,
Yeah.
It's like Donkey Kong. It's extremely similar, but like, why wouldn't they take something that works? It obviously worked, and it feels very similar. I thought that I was going to feel really confined in these layers.
Okay.
And I didn't. I felt it felt way more organic to me than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. I'm trying to remember I just did a Google here real quick. I want to remember the name of the layer. I have a favorite. Do you have a favorite?
I do have a favorite. I don't want to talk about it.
So
one of the things, I'll say this. So we had talked about that maybe when you have finished the game, we'd record just a short little spoiler cast that really doesn't hold anything back and put that out as like a bonus episode. And I think that would be fun because then we can kind of gloves off.
Yeah. I'll just tell you, I'm not going to spoil anything with this.
Okay.
My favorite layer was the third layer.
Okay.
So far.
I don't know.
So I'll tuck that.
Okay.
Right in your back pocket.
I'll have to look at that. Yeah. But so like you and I guess we both kind of touched upon this a lot. The mechanics of this game feel really good. Moving around feels good, climbing feels good, the combat feels good. Like I said, the camera I feel like is pretty amazing because I was really worried about it. I'm like, well, you're getting down and you're gonna have to rotate and move. And no, it just it knows where to put it so that you can see. It's like it fixes like the Minecraft problem where you can just dig yourself in a hole and you lose the orientation of where you are. I never got lost in this game.
Did you feel though, like when you were underground sometimes that it was clippy?
So yeah, I don't really have this on here to talk about, but that is something that kind of came out a couple weeks before this game came out, that this game maybe doesn't run the best, even on the Switch 2. And I don't know what your experience has been with that. I've definitely noticed it. There are 2 specific spots in the game Neither of which I really want to talk about. Where I was like, oh, this is kind of chugging. But mostly, though, I think it works. The game does some cool things with the like hit stop, where you don't really notice it, right? You're punching something and it does like kind of the freeze frame, and there's the impact, and then they go flying. Like it's clever in how it hides some of that stuff.
Yeah,
and it doesn't really affect even the spots where I was like, oh, this is not handling this so well. Doesn't take away from the game.
No, I would say though, I was super impressed by the map.
Yeah,
I love the map.
Yeah,
and like how, because like it's so interactive, and just being able to like look around the whole thing like it's this 3D model.
Yeah,
so easily, and it's like, because we are hunting for things, we're looking for things, and we're finding, this is, I feel like this is just safe, but like you find maps that tell you where some fossils are and stuff, and it'll plot them on your map. So like I'm often spinning my map around trying to figure out where I need to go so that I can get some of these things. And I was just so impressed by not only how well it works, but also just the fluid, like when I get out of the map, it like eases me back to where I am, so that I can pinpoint where I was trying to look. It's really
easy to orient.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And so like that stood out to me really quick. Honestly, it was almost, that also kind of overwhelmed me right away, because I was like, oh my god, this is wild. And then just moments later, I was like, okay, this is great. I love this. Works out.
That is something that a lot of games I still don't feel like get right. Tears of the Kingdom being one of those games where like when you're underground, that map isn't the most useful thing in the world at that point. My god. And I think this kind of map would have done wonders for a game like that.
Yeah.
But so again, we don't want to get into the specifics of the levels, but like you said, they're generally a lot more open than I think you'd assume. The game takes place underground, but things are still pretty open. They're bright in a lot of places. There were a few areas that are confined by design, I think, is it's meant to kind of evoke that. And then, they're just littered with things to collect. Coins, treasure chests. Why do the treasure chests look like Bowser?
I don't know.
They are green and orange and they have horns. Why are they Bowser?
And it's weird, like how they like, based on what you're wearing, you'll have a better chance of finding one. Like that's interesting that they're not like consistent. I mean, that's cool, but it was surprising to me. I don't know.
Yeah. So the clothing, how much this game has customizable clothing that you can buy. Each layer has, kind of similar to Mario Odyssey, each layer has its own currency in the form of fossils that you trade for the different clothing items. Like a necktie, fur color, but the fur color I don't believe has any modifier gameplay wise. It's just the color. Your pants do different things, and then Pauline's outfit. They all do different things. And how much are you changing those things layer to layer? A lot. Oh, no. Okay.
No, I am a lot.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, a ton.
And then the question being, how much of that is for look and how much of that is for function?
I've dabbled with both, but I think I found a healthy medium with my current situation. Okay. But at first, I was overwhelmed. Again, so overwhelmed. Yeah. I was so overwhelmed with the fossil situation until I went to go to the next layer and realized it's per layer.
Yeah.
And I loved that. That was awesome. Yeah. Because now I feel like I can spend these, because I was like, man, like, I don't want to buy anything. What if I want something more later? So no, it's per layer. So I felt like enticed to spend the fossils that I had found. So each layer, honestly, like, this kind of leans into one of my negative feelings about the game. I found myself grinding for clothes.
Okay.
Most of the game.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I did it a couple times for sure.
Yeah.
There are a couple spots where I'm like, I want this. It's always fur color. That was always the thing where I'm like, I want that fur. And then the next one, I would find a new one I wanted. And,
What color is your DK right now?
I don't know how much fur color is a spoiler to you. I don't know. So you get to a point in the game where the fur colors are gradients. And so I have one that is like a blue to black gradient.
Ooh.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that one a lot.
Real Backstreet Boys black and blue over here?
Yeah. It's very it's like that shade of blue, exactly.
Mine, I'm solid black right now.
Okay.
I got my team right now, Pauline and DK.
Yeah.
Very maybe punk rock.
Okay. I like it. Yeah.
Very, very punk rock duo. Dude, when I saw the bow tie, I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I did get the bow tie. I didn't use that super long. I now have it's kind of like what's that thing that Fred wears from Scooby-Doo? Kind of looks like an ascot.
Ascot? Yeah. I was gonna say the thing that the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy wears, but
sure. And then for Pauline, I have that amiibo that I showed off last week unlocks an outfit for Pauline, and that is the diva dress, which is what Pauline wears, the red and the hat. So I had her in that once I got to that point where I could unlock that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that gives you, it's like double the chance to find the music discs when you defeat an enemy.
Oh, nice.
I've been racking those up as I knock enemies out.
There's a million of those things.
There are. Yeah, I've been using that thing, and I still have like 30 out of 100 something. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
So I like collecting the stuff. I like you said, it's fun to grind for the different things themselves. But then the main objective, the main collectible in this game is the Banandium gems. Mm-hmm. And they kind of function the same way that Power Stars do in Mario 64 or the moons in Mario Odyssey. How do you feel about these? Are you having fun collecting them? Are you going out of your way to find them? Like, if you see something weird, are you like, I bet there's a Banandium gem over there?
I feel like I have not been hunting them down. If I find a map that shows me to one, I'll go get it. But like, I don't find myself like farming them. But at the same time, I feel like I'm stumbling on them all the time. So like, even if they were necessary, I think I'd be progressing at the same rate that I am now, you know?
Yeah. So one of the early things we noticed when we were texting about this, like kind of that first night, is that this game doesn't lock your progress behind those Banandium gems the way that like some of the games I mentioned do. Like in Mario 64, you have access to a couple levels. Once you get so many stars, you can move to the next area of the castle. There's more levels. This game doesn't do that. If you just move from objective to objective, you will keep progressing. Yeah. And a lot of those give you Banandium gems, you know, as you go through bosses and things like that. And that's tied to your skill tree, which then, you know, is tied to your abilities. But you can go. I saw someone on Reddit that is doing a no banana run. They are they're a good chunk of the way through the game is what their save file said. 0 bananas collected.
Punch level 1 in it the whole way.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. They're doing it. And I feel like they're fun to collect. I feel like they're more fun to collect than some of the moons were in Mario Odyssey. There's a little more weight to them, you know, you're doing more for them. I'm stopping every time I find one of those. Are they calling them like temples or, you know, you can either punch down or the things where the triangle doors. Like I'm doing every one of those that I find.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They kind of work like shrines do in Zelda. With like a puzzle box essentially.
So honestly, I don't know when the best time to bring that up. I was sitting on that one because that's honestly what kind of made the game for me.
Yeah.
Are those. And because like I love that there's like this shred of mystery in a lot of these. There's bananas or something locked behind a locked door, and it's just you got to figure out what's going on. It felt like you said like the shrines from the Zelda franchise. So it gave me like something to really think about in this game, because so far, like up until I stumbled on those, started finding those, I didn't feel like anything required a very deep level of thought. And that's the only thing that I was being held up on. So when those started to pop up, I felt like I had something that like actually took some thinking to do rather than just mindlessly kind of farming, you know?
Yeah. I think I felt that way about the combat ones specifically early on. As you get going, though, it does turn into like...
It does.
Oh, you really need to figure out how you're going to do this or you're going to run out of time.
I'm going to be very vague about this.
Yeah.
But there was a boss I just fought and leaves a trail of some hot stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked that. That's probably my favorite boss battle so far.
Well, and it ramps up from there. Like
that's
you're going
great.
to keep encountering that kind of stuff. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, is I kind of alluded to at the top of this review, like I was a little worried the idea that I'd be able to do anything meant it would be too easy. But you do pretty frequently. You mentioned running into Banandium gems all the time, and you do. But then there are plenty that you'd run into, and it's like, oh, I can't break the thing this is behind. Like I have to figure out how to get to whatever it is. You know, it might be something where I have to hang and climb and, you know, whatever. Yeah. But like, yeah, there are plenty of those where you can't just break your way through. And I like that. I like that there's a good variety to it. And yeah, those levels are fun. There's some that are throwbacks to old Donkey Kong games, some of the ones we mentioned. I don't know if you found those. I know there are more out there that I have found.
Okay. I don't think I found those yet.
Okay. Yeah, I found 2. And yeah, there are more from what I understand.
Okay, cool.
And those are fun. So this game has much more of a story than I expected it to. I should have expected it because Mario Odyssey does have a story. I like the general concept of like Bowser wants to get married. He's doing all these things. He's getting a cake. He's getting a ring. He's doing, going from place to place. I do understand that. I don't love the bad guys in that game, the little rabbits, the Brutals.
I hate those.
Yeah, but I don't feel that way with this game. Voidco, all 3 of them, I think, are cool characters. They're cool designs. They have very unique boss battles, which are great. All the boss battles in this game are pretty unique. There are a couple repeats, which these kind of games do, but they're all pretty inventive. Like, it's not the every Nintendo game has a boss that's a head with 2 floating hands. Like it's not just that, right?
Right. No, it's much more strategic. There's a lot of, like we were just talking about the very vague boss battle I mentioned.
Yeah.
I do think it's funny, whenever you run into them and then you defeat them and then they're just like standing there.
Yeah.
And they're like, you got me.
Yeah. The first thing that happened, I'm like, really? You're just gonna take
like
that?
They don't like. Why don't they run away? Like or jump down the hole or something. Like go somewhere. They're just like, yeah, you know what? Take the key.
Yeah,
go.
But
I don't know.
They're fun. I like the way the story progresses, and I mean, not getting into it because I know you haven't reached this yet. They know how to cap off this game in such a good way.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Do you have any kind of story or progression thoughts like that, or?
No, nothing else really on the story for me. I feel like I obviously you can't tell me even if I'm wrong, but I feel like I may be where you were when you texted me the other night, and you're like, I have a feeling I'm on the home stretch here.
Yeah. I
feel like I might be somewhere near the home stretch, but I think I'll have a lot more to say. I'll probably give you a little follow up next week. Honestly.
Okay. Why? I'll ask you this: how come? So for the Bananzas, and we've seen these in trailers. There's these elders, that give you. We didn't really talk about the Bananza transformations.
No.
So these are where you turn into different animals, and there's several of them in the game. Some of which you've seen in trailers, some of which you haven't. I like all of them. I don't know if you have any. There's one, and we saw this one, so I'll talk about it. The zebra one.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm either moving way too fast or I'm moving too slow to break through whatever the thing is I'm trying to break through. 100%. And I just die. And I don't, so he's probably the one I like the least. Oh. But even that's not that bad. But why are all the elders that you get these Bananzas from, why are they all DJs?
I don't know. That's
like, I used to be the elder, now I'm a DJ. And then the next one was the same story. And I'm like, why?
I'm wondering if obviously Donkey Kong has always been like pretty closely related to actual music. Like I think of Donkey Kong 64 and they all have their instruments. Like that's really fun. And then obviously I think of the DK rap and the whole intro with the DJ stuff. But I mean, like, so for those reasons, the first Elder, I was like, it didn't even like hit me. But as I kept going, I was like, I did the same thing. I was like, what, like, how many of these things am I going to have to find for you guys? Like, what are we doing?
Well, and I think they want to make a uniform collectible, like, so that you know what you have to look for to do it. But it's once I got to the second one, he's like, I'm a DJ too. I'm like, what? What are the chances that you are also a DJ and also need me to find?
We got Run DMC DJ. Like, what do we do?
So that was the only story thing that I thought was kind of odd. But it's nice. I like. Do you like Pauline? Does Pauline bug you? Because I thought maybe she would, and she does not bug me.
She does bug me.
Okay.
She says too much.
She talks a bit, yeah.
She talks too much, just shush, you know? Like, she's always like, oh, there's a banana over there. I'm like, all right.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I'm doing something over here and it's back there. I don't know. I appreciate it.
Or like, I'm dying. She's like, I think you should be careful. Like, what does she say? She's like, we should be careful.
We should take a break. That's what she said.
We should take a break.
I'm like, I can't.
I'm like, I need to find apples.
Right. I'm
surrounded by wife right now.
I can't take a break.
Like, what are we going to do? Stand here until I'm dead? I need apples. I need nourishment, Paul.
Yeah. But yeah, I as far as Nintendo sidekicks go, I don't think she's that bad. I like the story beats with her, but yeah, the game, as you're playing, she can get a little chatty.
She's a little chatty, and I also didn't realize how old she was in the game.
Okay.
Which was like interesting, but like I don't want to say.
Yeah.
But that played into like past conversations we've had, and I was like, oh,
sure. Yeah. So then music. I mean, that's your big thing, right? So this game has a lot of new music, has a lot of remixed music. There are little hints of old themes and things in there. Mm-hmm. Does this live up to the Donkey Kong music legacy?
In some cases, yes, and then in some cases, I feel like it misses a lot. Like
I'm totally in agreement. Yeah,
you are okay. Because again, without naming anything specifically, there were a couple times I was like, this is lacking. Or I noticed in some of the levels, if you go to different areas, which I know that they actually, I'm not sure. I feel like they did this in Donkey Kong 64. Sometimes you'd go to a high up area, maybe that's Banjo-Kazooie, and they stopped playing the music.
I think DK64 does that in a couple of spots,
okay. Yeah. Because I noticed they do that in this one too, which is fine, but like I don't really care for that when they do that. I would like to have a little bit of something. Sure. But that's not my big gripe. It's just that some of the levels miss, but there is one specific one. This doesn't spoil anything. But the Divide, I like the music there. That was awesome. That was a really, like, I actually stopped and was like listening. Like, this is good.
A lot of the original music is fine. It's serviceable. I just don't think it packs the punch that, specifically the Donkey Kong Country games, the David Wise songs, just they nail it. So when you hear bits of those songs in this game, you're like, oh wow, like okay, yeah, it's evoking this feeling from me. And the original music doesn't really do that. Yeah. I really don't care for any of the vocal music.
No,
in it.
Not at all. I actually was.
Yeah, when you do the Bonanzas, it triggers a song for each of them, and I don't care for that,
dude. The first one, just what was going through your head? The first Bonanza when that happened.
Because at first you're doing it, and it's kind of like the tutorial where it's showing you, and I thought, okay, this is just for this. And then when I did it out on my own and it did it again, I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna do this every single time.
Did you feel like this again is not a spoiler, but like so? Like the interaction between them two when she's activating it, like I was like he's almost like do it, and she's like ah!
Yeah,
and he's like he looks angry. He's like, why are you doing it?
Right.
It's like what is it? I don't know. It was odd.
But yeah, there are some very cool music moments in this game.
Very cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk to you about them.
Oh no!
Yeah. But yeah, like, so I want to do kind of our final recommendation that we've done, in the past for these past 2 reviews, and I promise next week, guys, we will not do a review. I know we've done 3 in a row. Now we're set for a little bit until the next thing comes out. But I mean, I think mine. I absolutely recommend this game. I think it's one of the best Nintendo games, Nintendo Switch 2 games they have ever put out. I highly recommend it. Jordan, where are you at?
I recommend this one.
Okay. Yeah. It's an 100%. Easy. Yeah.
It's very it's enough substance. Again, it's I don't even really know what to call them, those shrine things, but like those added a very fun puzzle element to the game, but it was just enough of a collectathon that I enjoyed it. Like it felt worth it. It was fun to level up, and the levels were very interesting. So I think it's worth the playthrough. It runs amazing. Like we were saying, it's got its issues, but for the most part, what it's doing is impressive on the Switch 2. So, yeah, 100%. I recommend it.
Yeah, Mario Kart World was an excellent launch title. A lot of fun, something we'll go back to for years, I'm sure. But this game, Donkey Kong Bananza, is the Switch 2's Breath of the Wild. Like, it's 7 years from now when you're buying a Switch 2, you should get Donkey Kong Bananza.
100%.
It's that game. So that aside, they've reinvented Donkey Kong with this game, right? Mm-hmm. In a way that, we had that, Donkey Kong 64 being a 3D Donkey Kong, but this is very far from that. Who do you want to see them do this for next? Do you want it, whether they're in the Mario universe or not? Like, do you want to see them? We saw Kirby in the Forgotten Land a couple years ago, which was an excellent 3D version of Kirby. Now we've got DK Bonanza. Like, I think for me, I'll kind of give you where I'm thinking here. I think the two obvious answers for me are Yoshi. Do a 3D Yoshi's Island, or try it. I hope it works. But do that or a Bowser game. This game made me feel like you could do a Bowser game that could be fun. Really, like, steer more into the destruction, and just kind of be a piece of shit. Like, I think that could be fun.
That would be fun.
Maybe take another stab at Wario. I don't know. I
honestly feel like Star Fox needs another go.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably say Star Fox.
Okay. You want Star Fox running around?
Yeah.
Like this?
I think so.
Okay, because I like the games where he's running around. The two GameCube games.
Yeah.
I love those two Star Fox games. I think a lot of people just kind of want him to stay in the R-Wing and not get out.
I'm trying to think that while I was saying Star Fox, I was trying to remember the names of the Wii U titles. What was that?
Star Fox Zero,
which was and then
kind of a miss.
Right. So, and we haven't really seen anything, right?
No, I would love a new Star Fox. I feel like that though. Like, on one hand, I think they would look at that and go, okay, we tried to just do Star Fox 64 again and it didn't work. So we need to do more. We need to do a bigger game like you're talking about. But at the same time, I could see them going the opposite route and be like, no, we have to play it super safe, and make it as close to those first couple of Star Fox games as we can. So I don't know what way they would go, but I would be
cool. It'd be cool if they did something different, I guess. It'd just be because that's how I'm thinking about this Donkey Kong. That's how I saw Kirby. I mean, that Kirby was the closest to Kirby and the Crystal Shards. I feel like that was the closest thing I can relate to it. And I feel like Star Fox would be the next thing that they could try something really different with. Because honestly, I can't really think of a lot of other characters that kind of need a shot like this.
Yeah, I think you're right. Star Fox, I think, makes some sense. I think, and I don't know what you would do with it, but like F-Zero needs some reinvention.
Yeah.
It's not, they can't really do that again,
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Like it might need another shot. I would love to see more of like the Kid Icarus we got on 3DS. I don't necessarily need that reinvented. I just would like more of that because it's been now a decade since that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or maybe finally a Pokemon HD 2D game.
Yeah, we're never getting that. They're not doing that. They can't give us everything, Jordan. But they did give us an excellent game to start off the Switch 2. To get this so close to the Switch 2 launch, I think is awesome. And I'm glad that we're both been enjoying it as much as we have been. I'm going to keep playing it. Having rolled credits, there's still plenty to do. Yeah. There's new stuff to do. So I'm gonna keep at it. Sounds like you're gonna keep at it too. And if you're out there, if you're playing Donkey Kong Bonanza or any games, we haven't really put this out there. If you want to talk to us about the Nintendo games you're playing or that we're talking about, leave us a comment, leave us a review, whatever you want to do. Reach out to us. We're on all the socials at Pod with Power. And yeah, follow the show, like the show, subscribe to the show, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you find us. We appreciate it. I'm Zachary Davis. That's Jordan Carlson. This has been Podcasting with Power Donkey Kong Week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.